What's up, guys? Zelgoddess here. Finally back from a bit of a very long hiatus, really. It feels good to be recording again, actually. And some interesting things have happened in the OU metagame since the last time I recorded. Genesect was released back then, but Garchomp has been lowered down to OU instead of Ubers, which is very cool. My team does not mind him at all, really. Yachi Berry can be a bit annoying, although other than that, I'm not overly concerned about it. As usual, I will lead off with Genesect. For some reason, that's just how every single one of my games starts out. And I always go for the same move, U-turn, because even if my opponent predicts the U-turn and stays in, well, I can... Actually, it might not be a good... Okay, well, it was a good idea. And for some reason, he goes out into Hydreigon, which... If I went to Ice Beam, that's still not a good idea, so I'm not sure why he did that. Maybe it was some sort of a misclick or misplay or something. He has a Ferrothorn. I'm just going to go into Mamoswine. No need to overpredict. Simply go for an Ice Shard. And that will take out his Hydreigon if he leaves it in. If he goes out into, say, Ferrothorn, oh, he forfeited. Well, if you notice, my ranking is a lot lower than it was last time. They actually reset the ladders today. Actually reset it a few times for whatever reason. It doesn't overly bother me though. I'm not super worried about laddering, especially since the ladder system in Pokemon Showdown is wiggity wiggity whack, and you can never really get anything done anyway. Which is not a big deal. He leads with his Deoxys defense. It looks like it's just going to be a lead setter death thing. And honestly, it's not the greatest thing to use in the world. I can simply U-turn out with the Genesect and then go out into Rotom and Volt Switch, and that should easily take out the Deoxys. Unless he wants to switch out, which I guess he could easily do, but a lead setter-upper, usually suicide leads, they don't do much more than set up rocks and maybe a layer of spikes or two. Right now he's probably predicting whether or not I'm going to go for Hydro Pump or Volt Switch, but I'm obviously going to go for Volt Switch because I love that delicious momentum. I'll just go right back into Genesect and start the cycle pretty much all over. It seems like for some games I literally only need Rotom, Genesect, and Politoed, and I can pretty much win. He did switch out into Electivire, which he did get the plus speed, but I'm not overly worried about it. I think Electivires are normally physical, so I will just go for a Will-O-Wisp. He hits me with an Ice Punch, which does absolutely nothing, and I burn him, which... Electivire, if any of you watch the Flame and Spades videos, you will know that Electivire is known for not doing very much. Which is a shame, because, I mean, he looks pretty cool. Look at that nice fuzzy haircut he has. I'm simply going to go off into Politoed, though. He tried going for a sub, but honestly, probably wasn't the best idea. I hit him with a Hydro Pump, but we're both going to switch out at the same time. The switch is arguably, in my favor, better. Mostly because I can just hit him with a Toxic. I don't care if my Weather Starter... Oh, that's disappointing. Well, what I was going to say is I don't care if my Weather Starter gets a Toxic. Mostly because Politoed, while he can be a nice defensive wall against things such as Scizor, although U-turn still does a lot, it's... I don't know. I just never feel bad whenever Politoed gets taken out or if it gets Toxic. And for some reason he forgot about Levitate. Goes for an Earthquake for whatever reason, and I simply take him out with a Hydro Pump. Again, this is 252 with a modest nature and special attack. So it is dealing heavy damage. I am the bulkier set as recommended, or the EVs are recommended by Smogon. He switches into his Deoxys defense again. Let's see if I can take it out with Volt Switch. And wow, I actually can't. That's a bit surprising. Not the end of the world though, because arguably this is better for me. Because why is this better for me? He outsped my Rotom, which lets me know that he has lots of speed investment, probably max HP, max speed. Maybe some defensive EVs in there, but I can just go out into Genesect. He does not like those spikes and stealth rocks in the ground. and we can simply U-turn out, which he decides to save his Deoxys defense for later. That's fine. You can do whatever you want with that thing. I'm going to go off into Rotom, and I'm going to Volt Turn. One of my favorite things to do with this team, and pretty much with a lot of teams. It just works so well in gaining momentum and whatnot. And again, he baits me nicely for the Volt Switch, but honestly, I'm not really worried about this Electivire. Even with the +1 speed, it's burned, so I'm not overly concerned about it. I'll just go for a Hydro Pump. He only does 29% with the Wild Charge, and now he's down one Electivire, so I mean, what he wanted to do was his choice. I don't see why he thought it would benefit him, or her, I suppose, very much. Where did his poison... Oh, I didn't Toxic him, that's right. Now, if he goes for a Scald and he gets the Burn Umbrella, that would be very bad. However, or they might just go for Toxic. Let's just go into Breloom. Risk Fate, or Tempt Fate, I should say. And he does go for a Toxic, which is perfect. I have a Toxic Orb anyway, but this just... he pretty much just gave me a free switch in. I'm just going to go for the Spore. Put anything he wants to bring in to sleep. Looks like this is just regular Scarf Commence, most likely. Which means I'm going to go for a Substitute. He probably predicted my switch out, or even just the Focus Punch. However, I do carry the Seed Bomb, and I am going to go for it. Golurk won't like this at all, and as I thought, he's probably running max attack, max HP, which explains why I outsped. And, that Earthquake took out my Substitute, which I have max HP, so that's, or no, not max, but I think like 216. It's been a while since I've checked out my IVs. However, that's still pretty impressive, considering I'm a bulkier Rotom set. This Deoxys can outspeed, however, I really can't see it KOing me with anything. Goes for Seismic Toss, that's not a big deal. Only 100 HP points, but I have lots of investment, like I said a second ago. Again, with the Blastoise, I can... If he has speed investment, I might not be able to outspeed. I have like 32 EVs just to outspeed certain things. And no, his Blastoise does outspeed. If he had Ice Beam, that would have killed, definitely. So I'm definitely glad he did not have that. Let's just go for... No. Okay, let's play smart, you guys. I wanted to see how much a Focus Punch would do. However, it definitely would not have taken it out. I don't even think it would have 2-hit KO'd it. Which means that going into Mamoswine and Ice Sharding is the obviously good choice. Which my opponent realizes that the game is lost. Although he didn't let me finish him off, which that's upsetting. Oh well. Hope you enjoyed, guys. As usual, like, comment, subscribe if you really enjoyed. And hopefully I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye, guys. Adios, amigos.